What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dante's Boxing Nation. This is AK. Go ahead and visit ashkickit.com. Subscribe below while you at it, and let's get straight to it. So finally, Keith Thurman came out, and we seen his face in the media again, because at least, you know what I mean, he ain't avoiding people and not showing up, you know what I mean. He's showing up, he making it seem like, hey, you know, I have an injury, I just got married, I'm straight up chillaxing, so I ain't worried about a goddamn thing at this point. But we are. We want to know what's up. We want to know what's going on with Keith. We want to know what's going to happen, who his next fight, when he gonna fight Errol, when he gonna fight Terrence, if anything. But Errol came out and called out Keith Thurman, of course. Every time he fights, he called out Keith Thurman. And Keith Thurman getting called out by Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia, Terrence Crawford. I mean, I got shocked when Mikey Garcia called him out. You don't see Mikey Garcia calling Errol Spence out. And trust me, it's not because Keith Thurman is that popular. He ain't no Floyd Mayweather status. It's not because Mikey wants a big money fight. No, it's because he sees flaws in Keith Thurman that he feel like he could explore, and he felt like he could pull it off and win. And you don't see Mikey Garcia calling Errol Spence out. You know why? Because he knows what time it is. Skill recognize skill, and Keith Thurman is a skillful fighter. I mean, I would still pick. Obviously, I would pick him to be Mikey Garcia due to the weight disadvantage. But Mikey Garcia is a top pound-for-pound fighter, just like Keith Thurman is. But Keith Thurman came out saying that the fight with Errol won't happen till not the next fight, which is the tune-up, the fight after that. Probably. And he don't even know, right? And I'm like, hold up. Give me a break. Now, you telling me you got an injury. We don't even know when you're going to fight next. Probably early 2018, right? You hardly fight one time a year. One time. Keith Thurman. Now, he 2 times, so we hoping he fight 2 times a year. Since he got 2 belts, right? Not just 1 time a year. Now, you telling me that the fight with Errol ain't going to be the fight after the tune-up fight? Not even that fight? He wants Danny Garcia or Sean Porter rematch after his tune-up fight. Why? But why when they ain't going to do nothing? You already beat both fighters. You have no reason to fight them again. Let them fight each other, then fight them. You want to unify. You kept screaming about unifying. Unify with Errol. You told Errol to go to get a belt. He went and got a belt. Now you don't want to fight him. Now, it sound like Keith Thurman ain't ready mentally, and it sound like Anthony Joshua, because Anthony Joshua did the same thing when it comes to Wilder, saying, oh, I ain't ready. I mean, that fight probably won't get made till 2020. I mean, that's what like Keith Thurman sounded like he said to me, because if UFC versus boxing got made, whoever thought that UFC versus boxing would ever get made? The 2 biggest superstars, they gave up Conor basically because that hurt his image. But UFC versus boxing got made, and you telling me we can't get boxing versus boxing get made in the same division, 2 champions with the same manager? Like I said before, you can't tell Errol, oh, he called him out, but he ain't sending a contract. Why will he send a contract when y'all got the same manager and you telling him the man has to wait not till your tune-up fight, but till the fight after that? And you hardly fight once a year, so you gotta, why would he send you a contract that says 2020 on it, 2019 on it? Why? He might well, he need to wait till then and then send you the contract, because at the time, maybe by the time he gets to that point, you probably lose and he won't. And he'd be a bigger star. Or he probably, who knows what will happen till then. Probably he will lose, which I doubt it, because Errol has the skill to back it up. And Keith Thurman do too, but because of his inactivity and And the way he's talking now, he don't got the same energy no more. He kind of got the same energy, but he BSing around. You know what I mean? Like I always said before, I keep a man to his word. He said once he make it to the top spot, he ain't gonna be ducking nobody. And when somebody calling him out, he gonna fight that man. Even though Errol did, he still told him, nah, that fight ain't gonna happen till 2017 because he's special. So why happen now when on a smaller scale when we could make it on a bigger scale once we fight each other? Which is logical. I respect that. But you said 2017 is here. You said let him get a belt. He went and got a belt. By 2017, he became as big as you. Errol took him less years than Keith Thurman did, and he became as big as Keith Thurman. So, at the end of the day, why not now? Why later? It's like Kevin Hart said, why not now? Why later? What's the point? You're trying to build this to a Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd? It ain't gonna happen. When Floyd tried to make the fight in 2009, when Pacquiao turned it down because of the test, and then Bob Arum tried to stop that fight from happening. At that time, that fight was huge. Like, was as huge as it was when it actually took place. It was always huge. So when you say Errol versus Keith Thurman, like, you try to make it seem like you're trying to build it up to something, and it's not gonna be. It's not gonna be a pay-per-view fight where it sells 3-4 million. No. It's gonna do on TV, free TV. It's gonna do like almost 6 million views. You know what I mean? And that's what you want. And then if it's a good fight, the rematch be on pay-per-view. But other than that, it's really hard for a pay-per-view to sell with all the streaming going on. So I don't know how big you're trying to make the fight be. But at the end of the day, if you ain't ready now, when you gonna be ready? Like I said, once you become a champion, that's it. Ain't no more, I'm not ready. You should have did that when you wasn't a champion. And you was a contender and built yourself up to be ready for everybody once you become a champion. Because a champion, definition as a champion, you fight anybody, anywhere, at any time, at any place. You know what I mean? That's what a champion is. And like I said, I respect Keith Thurman. Like I always say, I'm a huge Keith Thurman fan. I got a million videos of him talking about how good he is. And on the come up, when I picked him to beat all the welterweights except the Floyd, and he did. Except the Errol too, because Errol was on the come up. He just turned pro at the time, so I didn't include him, of course. Why include him? It was like 2014 or 2013 at the time. I mean, you know what I mean? So I posted the video in the description box below. Y'all check it out for yourselves. And everything I said took place and happened. I said Sean Porter gonna give him an ugly fight, the fight of the year type of fight, but his style is gonna make for a great fight. And Keith Thurman gonna come up on top, and he did with Danny Garcia. That's how I actually pictured the fight. I thought he was gonna be a little bit more dominant because he gonna push for a knockout later on in the rounds, and he kind of danced around at the later stages of that fight. But other than that, I mean, like I said, everything I said took place. You know what I mean? So it's not like I'm hating on Keith Thurman. I respect Keith Thurman, but I tell it how it is, and what it looked like is that Keith Thurman don't want no smoke, just like Errol did. And then shout out to Dante for putting work out there, man. Keep grinding, my man, and keep giving us that great content. And like I always say, subscribe below if you want to get smarter by the minute. If you want to get dumb by the second, don't. And like I said, karma is a bitch, because at the end of the day, if you like, Keith Thurman was accusing Floyd of doing this and that, and then now you're looking at it and you be like, damn, man, these people want to be at Floyd Mayweather level. They want to get to where Floyd at, so they could act the way he acted. But Floyd, the difference was he would fight the people. I mean, people said he was ducking Pacquiao. He fought Pacquiao. He tried to fight him 2009. Remember, they said at that time he was ducking Shane Mosley. Right after that, because he couldn't get the Pacquiao fight, he fought Shane Mosley and made him look like shit. Then after that, they kept looking for an opponent here and there. They couldn't find nobody. Pacquiao was the only one, but the man won't take a needle. but he would get tattoos. But everybody wants to act like Floyd. And when they get to that stage, they don't want to act too tough on the, you know what I mean, on the other fighters. Oh, I'm the man. You know, you got to prove yourself to come to me. Danny Garcia talking about you got to prove yourself to come to me and talk about Errol Spence. But when he became a champion, he don't even mention Errol Spence's name. He don't even, man, these guys pretend that the man ain't even there. Like he a ghost at welterweight. I'ma start here calling Errol Spence the ghost. Errol the ghost Spence, because fighters pretending he ain't even there. You know what I mean? I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, boxing is, you gotta prove you the best. This ain't a popularity contest. This is who's the best, who mastered the sport. And Errol at this point is the top dog on 147 because he ready to fight anybody, anywhere, anytime. They screaming out free smoke, and nobody seems to want some smoke. You know what I mean? And it's some of that Texas smoke. So at the end of the day, if you want that work, Errol gonna give that work. All you gotta do is just sign on the dotted line. You know what I mean? And you're gonna get paid, and it's gonna be an entertaining fight, and it's gonna be on a big network, free TV. So hey, you got nothing to lose, but probably be another man down. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he will knock out Keith Thurman or none of that. I'm just saying, hey, I mean, I will pick at this point Errol, obviously, but I gotta see, hey, Errol, you got Keith Thurman, you gotta do something, man. You gotta respond to the man, or I mean, your next fight, whoever the tune-up is, knock him out quick, and then right after that, call out Errol, because at the end of the day, Keith Thurman losing respect out here. I'm telling you, I'm seeing it, and a lot of people, like, even when he says so, like, this is how I know somebody like that was respected, is losing a lot of respect, is when they say something and it actually makes sense. And a lot of people that used to support him say, oh man, he just BSing, he's just punking out, this and that. Even though it made sense, whatever he said, they still disagree with it because they already losing respect for him for saying the thing he said about Errol. So when he says something else about his future, when it comes to other things that don't even involve Errol, people don't even want to hear it. That's why he got to gain his respect that he had. Because Errol was, I mean, Keith Thurman was like Errol at the time. I mean, he was respected. He wasn't as feared as Errol Spence, because Errol Spence, once he became a champion, he's still getting avoided just like he was when he wasn't a champion. But Keith Thurman, once he became a champion, then things started opening up, because like I said, he's the fighters like Mikey Garcia and all they see him as beatable. Like they be like, okay, I could beat this guy. But Errol Spence, he don't seem that beatable. Like he seemed even a harder task than a Keith Thurman. That's why they don't look at him. They be like, oh man, let me stay out of this guy way. Let me fight the guy I think I could beat. This guy I don't think I could mess with. So I'm gonna throw him under the table, or I don't even. It's like a tunnel vision. They see Keith Thurman at the end of the tunnel vision, and Errol ain't even there. He's not on their tunnel vision. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like I said, what y'all thoughts about Keith Thurman? What he had to say? You gotta wait till 2020 or 2019 or after his tune-up fight, after he beat Danny Garcia or Sean Porter again, and you know what I mean? After that, he might consider the Errol Spence fight. Drop your comments below, and peace.